You're watching Rogers TV.
Well, welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. Got a great Friday show for you. But before I introduce you to our first guest who's got something really exciting to share, actually a couple of really exciting things to share, we are running a fantastic contest here at Daytime Ottawa. We've teamed up with Bruno Racine's salon just down the street here and L.A. Barrett. They are absolutely incredible at what they do. This is a Mother's Day contest. Here are all the details for you. We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine's Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America. All right, as you saw right there, so you go to rogerstv.com/amazingmom, put your entry in there, and the deadline, by the way, is midnight on May the 5th. Get those entries in, and we're going to actually do the big reveal live on the show with both Bruno and Leslie Ann on Monday, May the 13th. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be very exciting. You know what else is exciting? Seafood. My good friend, Executive Chef Ben Baird, back on the show from the Pelican Seafood Market and Grill. Welcome back. Great to have you here.
Good to be here.
As I said, you got some exciting things going on. I want to talk about what you were just telling me. Tell me about this idea that you guys have come up with at Pelican.
Well, you know, it's spring. It's time to be outside. So every week we're doing a scavenger hunt. Okay. Unannounced. Today the email went out at 9 o'clock. 7 prizes hidden around the city. This week was the Chichi Rodriguez Tower.
Nice.
So a video clue goes up in the email link. So basically you got to sign up for our
the newsletter. Right.
Best thing you're going to do for yourself today is sign up for the newsletter.
Yes.
2 reasons. 1, scavenger hunt, and number 2, School of Fish.
You've got one coming up, what, May 7th?
May 7th went on sale today, sold out in an hour and 20 minutes.
It did?
Yeah,
Okay.
So it's a little slow, you know, it takes time.
Yeah.
Like you have about an hour now, but the scavenger hunt's super fun. It took an hour for all the clues to be found, so people, Ottawa, you're on the ball, like way to go.
Yeah, no
because
kidding.
some are hard. Like Jim showed me the list of these are the clues, and I don't know where that is, but you know, people are like, you know, into the internet.
Oh yeah, and what a great prize.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
As I said, I should have gotten on it right away myself, but I guess, you know, with a lot of competition out there. So it's spring, right? Which means we're starting to get a little bit more of those, you know, sort of fresh recipes, right? And that's what you wanted to share one of those with us here today.
Right? We're talking ceviche.
Okay.
One of the easiest things you can make, but the key to ceviche is fresh.
Right.
Everything fresh. Like fresh squeezed citrus. Don't use pasteurized store-bought citrus. Makes 100% difference. And fresh quality seafood.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the time to go to the grocery store and get your seafood. Like, come to the counter. Say, guys, I'm making ceviche tonight. What should I put in my ceviche?
Right.
Because we're going to tell you what came in this morning, or like what we thawed most recently. Like, so today we're going to use. We got some beautiful scallops.
Nice.
It's a Hokkaido scallop.
Hokkaido
from Japan. It's a U10 scallop. I have like 1.5 scallops already cut up, ready to go.
Okay.
We thaw them in the morning, so like this was still a little frozen when I got it, so it's super fresh.
Nice.
I got some Icelandic cod. We had it delivered to the store this morning.
I love it.
So it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Some Argentinian pink shrimp. Just what I chose today, but you could use, I mean, whatever you want. You could throw some squid in here, but I'm doing squid the next one. You could use halibut, any of the white fish to make it.
And as you said, freshness is the most important part when you're making ceviche.
100%.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's put this together.
Okay, so I've got lemon juice. It's about half a cup of lemon juice. I've got a half a cup of lime juice.
Okay.
And then 1/8 of a cup of orange juice. So I use a couple of the heavy acid fruits because that's what's going to cook the fish.
Right.
Like cook the fish. I mean, you'll see that it does change the feel of the fish, the look of the fish. You know, it becomes less, you know, the scallops are going to become more opaque. The shrimp's going to change color. The cod is going to actually flake like it should when it's cooked.
Okay, nice.
Some people, I mean, there's two schools of thought with how long to soak your ceviche.
Okay.
Some people say right away. It's fine to eat it right away. I like 3 hours.
3 hours.
I find 3 hours, the flavors get into it. It's a nice texture to the fish. It's not like, I mean, you could eat this all raw, but I like it to be a little little
I think most people do. Yeah, for sure.
I like to add a little bit of honey, About for that much juice, about a tablespoon of honey.
Okay.
And then in here, see, I've got some diced shallot, some diced jalapeno, and 1 bird's eye chili pepper.
Okay.
I'm just going to leave it whole, so you know you can.
Don't eat that whole.
No, don't eat that
That's
whole.
just for flavor,
That's
everybody at home.
just going to steep in there and add a little spice. But again, if you don't like the spice, don't put it in there. It's
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So now we stir it.
You know, it's interesting that you're using the 3 fruits. Like when I've done it myself at home, I've always just stuck to, I just use lemon or I just use lime. I haven't necessarily used orange, but I guess that's giving just that extra bit of flavor. Is that the idea?
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, this right now is a drink. You could drink that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's delicious. But yeah, the lemon, you could use grapefruit too.
Okay.
Pomelo.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it is really nice. And it's fun to play with. Like, play with your food.
Yeah.
Try different
Agreed.
things. Experiment. You should never eat the same thing all the time. So now it's just a matter of like, scallop goes in, the cod goes in, the shrimp goes in.
Oh, man.
And you want to make sure, like,
so
you
good.
don't need a ton of juice, just everything covered, fully submersed. And then, I mean, this is a raw fish, so when you buy this at the store, you bring it home on ice. I don't care if it's January, February, it's minus 40, on ice the whole time. You want to maintain the cold chain, for sure.
Okay.
Because you put it in your car and the heat's on.
Right.
So now you're at room temperature. And you're going to eat this. If you're cooking it, that's one thing, but we're going to eat this raw, so you got to maintain the cold chain all the time.
What you guys provide, right?
We do, for sure.
You put it on ice.
And-
you don't have to bring your own ice. Everybody
and
at
we
home.
encourage people to keep it on ice. So I soaked one that I've got on ice down here.
Okay.
Because like I say, I like it 3 hours. This has been
Yeah,
soaking
it
for
makes
2
sense.
hours. So this is the one I brought for you to eat.
Okay.
So again, now there's another area with 2 schools of thought. Some people like to lift the fish out of the liquid.
Right.
And serve it, present it with the...
Without the liquid actually being, okay.
Myself, I like to serve the whole thing because I think the juice is the best part. But
Right.
I don't want you to make a mess of yourself on live television, Derek.
I appreciate
So,
you. Thank you.
You're going home with
Okay.
this today, Derek.
Okay.
So here, corn chip.
All right. I'm going to take it without the
sure.
corn chip to start.
Wait.
What am I
A
missing?
little bit of cilantro. A little bit of
nice.
micro cilantro.
Okay.
Goes along, ties the flavors together,
Grab a little bit of that.
adds that freshness to it.
Oh, man.
It's like a summer day. We do this.
It is. It's a summer day in your mouth.
Yeah,
It is
absolutely.
unbelievably good.
We did this
Oh,
a
my
few
goodness.
times in January with School of Fish, and I tell people, it's cold out and they're about to walk out into a snowstorm. It's the last thing we eat. I'm like, close your eyes. Picture yourself on a beach. You're wearing a Speedo bathing suit. You got a Corona in your hand, and you're
Okay, maybe not the Speedo.
Maybe
folks.
not the Speedo,
Yeah.
folks, but it's a
Whatever you're comfortable with.
exactly.
right? But this, if you want to wow people, and it's simple.
So simple.
Look at how quickly that took us, right?
The hardest
like
thing
6 minutes,
is
basically.
squeezing the juice,
Yeah.
but
And waiting, right?
Waiting, yes.
Having patience.
Having the patience.
Squeezing the juice and having patience are the most difficult parts.
But like I said, you can eat it after 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But the 2 hours will make the big difference.
Coming up after the break, you mentioned squid. We're talking calamari squid. You have the most delicate, beautiful squid. I was telling you, my wife and I went just a few weeks back and got it. And I'll let you describe it, but when you get it from a place like Pelican compared to getting it, in a frozen bag for $10 at whatever grocery store, it is absolutely night and day. Am I right?
Sure. Absolutely. It is good quality. We do get it frozen.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But we
Yeah,
do. I vet every product we get. First, we get a sample case, and I vet it. I measure. I see what kind of water loss we get. I taste it. I do a yield test. We kind of tear everything apart.
Well, hold that thought. We'll be back with Ben Baird right after this. Don't go anywhere.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine's Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America.
Hi, I'm Paula Roy, and it's my pleasure to welcome you back into my kitchen for another season of Paula Roy's Favorite Foods. My approach to food is pretty straightforward. Fancy is fine, but when you're in a time crunch or have a really hungry and patient family to feed, I say simple recipes made with wholesome ingredients that you probably have on hand are the best. And that's exactly what you'll find on Paula Roy's Favorite Foods on Rogers TV.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
Well, when it comes to seafood, not only do you have to go to a great place like the Pelican Seafood Market and Grill, you also have to treat it very delicately, right? Because seafood, it's not that long and slow cooking process that we do quite often with many things. I'm back here with Chef Ben Baird. He is going to be talking a little squid with us today, calamari as well. I guess we can call it either one of those.
Yes.
Ben, you were just describing before we went to break where you get yours, and you say, obviously the quality of the product is always what you guys are looking for.
Absolutely.
Right?
And we test a lot of stuff, and we constantly have suppliers saying, hey, try mine, and try mine. And happy to try it.
Yeah.
First, we talk about price, and if we're something that we can, because some guys are like,
yeah,
we want gold, and we want oil. Yeah. So we talk price, and then it's, I want to see 3 boxes. And I take all those 3 boxes apart, we weigh them, we taste them, we age them, we do everything we can to see how that lasts, how the customer experience is going to be. And this is something new. These are a squid tube. This is a U10 squid tube. So there's 10 of them in a under 10 of them in a pound is what U10 means.
Okay.
And these are really nice because calamari is always known as being deep fried.
Yes.
But I remember the viewer who asked for calamari said, someone with deep frying in her house wants another.
Oh yeah. I don't want all the smoke of deep frying and so forth. Yeah.
I like stir fry. Stir fry's fast. It's quick.
Yeah.
What you got to do for a stir fry is have everything ready before you start. So this is my mise en place. I got my veg cut. I've got my aromatics. I've got everything weighed out that I'm going to need. Last thing I'm going to do.
Reason being why?
Because it's fast.
Because of the quick, right?
Quick.
You don't want to be cutting and things are burning. Okay,
exactly.
I gotcha.
My squid's not ready, but I got my vegetables ready. So it's like you want everything ready, even your rice cooked.
Okay.
Because you're gonna dinner's gonna take 5 minutes.
Right.
So the squid, a little bit of prep because you could use rings, but I thought it's really nice. So what I've done is this was the tube.
Yeah.
I've opened it up, and now I'm just gonna lightly score it.
Okay.
I'm not cutting through it, but you'll see. I don't know if viewers can see it.
Yeah,
but
it's tough to see.
There's a little bit of I'm not cutting all the way through it.
Yeah.
But I'm just scoring it. And this
the
is
purpose is what?
Well, we'll see. We'll see when I cook it.
Okay.
It's a bit of presentation. It's a bit of getting the flavor into the squid.
Okay.
And it's like squid cooks really fast.
Right.
So it's perfect for a stir fry. And then I'm just going to cut it in half, and then a few bite-sized pieces.
All right.
Add it to my pile without cutting myself live on television.
We wouldn't want that.
No,
leave that to me. Not
exactly.
Not to you, Chef.
Yeah. So my wok is hot.
Yeah.
Little bit of this is just a high heat veg oil.
Okay.
Because this is a 2-part stir fry. So I'm gonna get the veg in here. Oh, did you see that?
Oh yeah, the sizzle's begun.
I should have talked about what I put in there too before I put it in. But I'm excited to get things cooking.
What do you got in there?
So I've got some bok choy, kind of left it big chunks.
Okay.
Big chunks of red pepper, shiitake mushroom again, big chunks. I want everything to cook at the same speed. Scallion I kind of left in these 1-inch batons.
Right.
And then I took 1 bird's eye chili pepper, and I just sliced it really thin.
Okay.
Because You know me.
Yeah,
I like to cook with a little spice in life.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just gonna cook the veg. Basically all we're doing. No worry about seasoning. I just want to bring it down.
And you still want some crunch to the veg, right?
For
We're
sure.
not looking at cooking the...
But that's a preference, right?
Yeah, of course.
If you want your veg more cooked, cook it more. If you want it crunchy, leave it crunchy. I'm probably going to leave it a little crunchy just because we're an 8-minute segment. And, you know, I'm on an electric burner with not the best wok. If I was in the restaurant with a gas stove,
oh yeah, and the flames would be
going by, and I'd be smoking the place out.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be like, the cameras!
Oh my God, open the door!
And then I got a little sesame oil. Is a stir fry's great friend.
Oh, I love sesame oil.
That's the only flavor I'm going to add to this part of the dish.
Okay.
And then other things that I have here. This is some finely chopped garlic and ginger.
Okay.
I've got a little tamari, which is a gluten-free soy sauce.
Love
this
tamari.
is gochugaru, Korean chili flakes, smoky, not too spicy, adds a nice bit of pepperiness, a little bit of brown sugar. And then this is going to be the base of my sauce. So about a tablespoon and a half of cornstarch.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yep.
And this is half a cup of fish stock.
All right. You sell that too, right?
Yes, we do. We sell it frozen. We make it every day.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's just dissolve the cornstarch. We're making a slurry, basically.
Right.
This is what's going to make the sauce in the end nice and shiny and
oh, look at that.
And thick.
Now we're cooking.
Now we're cooking. A little steam. So, veg 90% cooked.
Yep.
I'm going to take them off the heat.
Okay.
Move them to the side in this bowl.
How much time we have, Kev? Like 2 minutes? Okay, two and a half. All right.
Perfect. So, oil back in the pan.
Yeah.
Now goes the calamari.
Now watch how quick everybody at home this is going to go.
Squid goes in.
Very delicate.
And we're on a high heat, much to my dislike. See, it's already cooking.
Yeah.
It's already curling up. And now is when we start adding all our flavor.
Okay.
The garlic and the ginger.
Oh, it
Stir,
smells so
stir,
good.
stir. We're going to add our green chili flakes. Stir, stir, stir.
Nice.
We're going to add our brown sugar. We're going to stir, stir, stir.
So you got a little sweet and spicy happening here, and then a little bit of the sour with the tamari, right? It's a perfect combo.
A little bit of salt from the tamari.
Okay.
Throw that in there.
Oh, man. We need smell-o-vision someday.
Smell-o-vision is required. And then we're adding our fish stock slurry. And this is going to help it cook out.
Right.
And
grab all the flavors, right? Never.
No worry, nothing to see here, folks.
Everybody.
Good thing I'm wearing shoes. So we're just going to let that cook out for a sec.
Okay.
And we're going to add our veg back in.
I want to mention as well, we've been showcasing some of the chefs that are going to be at Taste for Hope. Ben Baird and his team are going to be there as well. Taste for Hope coming up May 15th, VIP reception at 5 p.m., and then the main event happens at 6 p.m. 60% sold out as of this morning.
Wow.
I was online. It will sell out guaranteed. You can head over to Taste for Hope, sgh.ca, and you usually have, what, a raw bar? Are you doing the same thing?
We do oysters. We're the oyster guys at all the events. We'll have the biggest lineup there.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody loves the oysters.
Absolutely.
So you see how it curls up? And you see I don't know, can we see that on the overhead camera?
Can we get that?
But you'll see the squid's curling up, and you can see where I had marked the grooves.
Right.
And you see it's not saucy, it's just covered in sauce. Not like it's not a runny sauce.
Not runny, yeah, exactly.
But everything's coated. And what we want to do is I just want to cook it out another minute or so. Cook out the flavor of the cornstarch. I don't know how much time we have.
We've got about 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So
throw in the rice.
A little bit of steamed rice in a bowl. And then we're just going to
look at that.
Put that
1500 Bank Street, by the way. Go down there and visit them. Of course, you can dine in, you can take home. You can visit them online as well. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Fantastico.
Molto bene.
Nicely done, buddy. Nicely done.
Didn't forget the rice one.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same. If police suspect you're driving under the influence of drugs of any kind, or a combination of drugs and alcohol, and you fail a roadside test, your license will be suspended immediately for up to 30 days. You'll pay a penalty of $198. And you can be charged with a criminal offense of impaired driving, the same as alcohol. Driving high is never okay.
I'm Gagwege. My name means everything.
Tom Longboats.
I am Wolf Clan, Onondaga Nation. I've run many different races. I've run to survive and to be free. I've run to win for honor.
These people might be lazy, but this one's damn fast.
My people respected our runners, people who carried important messages from village to village.
I need a guide to the next post. Dispatch carrier, sir. I can get you there.
God's sakes, man, slow down. Who do you think I am, Tom Longboat?
No, sir. I am.
Running makes me feel alive. It's everything.
Tom Longboat was the first Indigenous person to win the Boston Marathon. He ran his way to international fame and became an inspiration to generations of athletes.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPrade. I hope you join us for an hour to give right here on Rogers TV. We're going to talk about everything that is going to inspire you about this beautiful city.
I had to loosen up a bit, take off the jacket, because I might be doing a little bit of exercise with my next guest. If you're looking for somebody that has so much energy and enthusiasm for what they do, that exactly perfectly describes my next guest. Jules Sherlock joins me. She is a specialized fitness instructor with Boxing for Health. Welcome back, Jules.
Hi, I've been waiting a long time to come back to see you. So exciting.
I'm so glad you reached out.
Yeah, of
you
course.
used to be a regular guest on the show many, many years ago, and then as soon as I saw your name pop up in my inbox, I was like, I cannot wait to see Jules.
Oh, thanks.
You call yourself specialized. Let's talk about specialized in what manner, Jules?
Okay, well, I'm incredibly thrilled to represent Boxing for Health because we specialize in people who live with Parkinson's disease. And so we not only work with the physical body, but we work with the neurological conditions that affect the body as well. So motor skills as well as non-motor skills. And also my favorite F word is fun.
Exactly.
So we want to make sure that it's not only effective, but it's fun and that we have a sense of community. Because one of the greatest things that we want to work on with people affected by Parkinson's disease, just want to quickly shout out that over 100,000 Canadians are affected and 6,000 are diagnosed each year. So we're very lucky that we're on the forefront of that research. We want to increase dopamine in our clients and also in ourselves.
Yeah, of course.
And the coolest thing is, to increase dopamine, you can have like a really casual, fun conversation with someone. So we're increasing dopamine right now.
Exactly. So for people that aren't familiar with Parkinson's disease, what is it? How does it affect somebody's body?
Well, thank you for asking. It's a degenerative neurological disease, and it's been most recognizable in the superstar Michael J. Fox.
Yes.
So that is what we're looking at. With a physical component, it slows the gait, it causes rigidity in the muscles, and it affects the entire body. Also, some things that we might notice in someone with Parkinson's is called a resting tremor. So it's typically the hand or the foot that will move when we are at rest. And also, we want to talk about being big. Parkinson's makes us small and closes us in. It also affects our ability to swallow. It affects our ability to communicate with each other. And there's a lot of work that we're doing with the Neurological Medical Society in terms of cognitive development, retraining the brain, and really learning how to use play and movement and laughter, of course.
Yeah.
We can't cure Parkinson's.
But you can slow the progression,
is that right? We can slow the progression, and all it takes is willingness to hang out with people like me.
I love it. And yeah, I mean, that's your role. You were telling me that, this morning you had, 26, 27 people online?
Oh, yeah.
You start off each instruction with a little bit of dance to loosen people up, have some fun, right?
Oh, yeah, right on. We definitely have locations physically that you can go to in Ottawa, which I'm super proud of. Christine Seeby, she's the superstar. This is her brainchild. But imagine, we also
have on Zoom. So we have clients in the States, Mexico, Dubai.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm super lucky.
That's cool.
Every morning I teach. We start off with a song. This morning it was Pat Benatar, Hit Me With Your Best Shot.
Nice, good choice.
Yeah, we sing along. We dance because music is also very important. Music has been proven to increase or decrease our anxiety, maybe depression, but also it improves our brain connection left and right side. So we do a lot of stuff. So can I show you something
let's do
for
something
the right
here.
and left brain connection?
You
we
got
want to always think about messaging going from the right and the left side of the body and from the brain all the way down our incredible spinal column.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you to use your right pointer finger, and maybe if I can show the audience as well. Hi, everybody. Take your right hand. You're going to point with your right hand, and you're going to, with your left hand, the number 1.
All right.
Right? We're going to ascend the numbers. We're going to switch our pointer to the left.
Oh, my goodness.
And we're going to go to 2. Yeah? Right? Try it.
That's not
We're going to
easy.
point and go to 3.
3.
We point, go to 4.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
we point and go to 5.
Okay.
Okay, and then
I
so
was
face
behind.
me. Yeah, let's do it. So let's just see.
Okay.
The idea of when we work the brain, it's fun. It's a game. So who cares if we get it right?
because it's a muscle in itself.
It's
right?
a big muscle.
Yeah.
Bigger in some than others.
Yes,
All right,
true.
let's go.
And we'll find that out in just a moment.
Ready?
Okay.
Go. And point and switch and point and switch and point and switch. I know. It's
That is
not easy.
I'm going to practice that at home.
Right.
So I want to ask you, you brought some boxing gloves
I did.
along, right?
I wore my wraps. You bet.
The other thing that I thought was interesting is you combine boxing and yoga. Why that combination?
So boxing, first of all, is fun. Ask anyone who's ever tried it.
Agreed.
So we use boxing because we do a lot of cross-body movements, and it's fun, and we feel powerful.
Yeah.
Right? So in class, we wear our gloves. At home, we might have wraps, or we just do some air boxing, okay? So yoga, Parkinson's also, as I discussed with the rigidity, and it makes the muscles shorter, so we need to focus on flexibility and also stretching. The best part about yoga, though, is it asks us to think and feel what's going on within our body.
Right.
Parkinson's really affects balance. So if we're standing and we're feeling off balance, I create in our classes on purpose in balance, but if you're thinking about yoga movements, I want you to get in touch with your feet right now, man.
Okay.
I want you to take an inhale, and we're going to lift off the ground, maybe 1 foot or 2, and then plant those babies down, press into the sand. You're going to imagine that you're in sand, and you're going to make that perfect footprint.
And it's amazing how all of a sudden you can feel it, right? Because we kind of take it for granted, right? That you know, oh, I'm standing, you know, obviously I'm feeling it. You don't feel it until you actually think about it, right?
Right. And so a lot of the things that we do, yoga, design, or boxing, is we want everyone to think about their movement. So we add on to everything. So if I was to show you the boxing moves, and if it's okay, I'll face this way.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we can all do it together. So a cross-body movement here, like I'm squishing the raisins underneath my feet. And watch this. Something that happens with all of us is if we have some anxiety going on, we hold. We really put some tension. So we're going to open and throw those fireballs right here.
Bam.
Right here. So we'll change it to a hook here. Let's have some fun. Right on.
Before we run out of time here, I want to also let everyone know, Jules, that this isn't just for those with Parkinson's, right? We have an aging population as well,
absolutely.
right? Mobility issues, balance issues. You can get in touch with you on social media through the website as well.
Love it.
Jewel, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
So great to see you. We'll be back with more right after this. Don't go anywhere.
This guy's just absolutely dynamic when it comes to putting the puck in.
This guy, something else.
Here comes the 67th.
Wow. And now the Rangers are away.
His acceleration's off the charts.
That's a player that all eyes in the NHL are going to be on tonight.
You are not going to sit there and tell me that this guy is not going to be a future NHLer. This kid is something special.
The OHL playoffs on Rogers TV.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Like most of Canada's film and media industries, Todd Studio is mostly straight and white. But by pledging to check their privilege, Todd Studio can now help fund programs to finally create a more diverse talent pool. And Todd, you can stop hiding behind this plan. What?
Actually, I'm in the vents.
Stop hiding from our industry's lack of diversity and pledge to help POV fix it. Go to checkyourprivilege.ca.
Join us for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
I'm Sam LaPrade. I hope you join us on the next Ottawa Business Matters. You're going to meet great business leaders, and we're going to talk about the economic impact of the Canadian Tulip Festival. Join us on Ottawa Business Matters.
Welcome back to the show. Well, some of you may not recognize my next guest, but I would say that many of you have probably seen a lot of the photography that he has done over the years. He's photographed some of the biggest stars, a lot of local celebrities here in Ottawa, and he's gone through such an incredible journey, and he is here to share that journey with us. Sean Cisk is the owner and photographer of Sean Cisk Photography. Welcome. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
It's great that you're here. First
and
foremost,
walk in the
totally
door and
jumping. Yeah, what an experience you and your family have gone through, Sean. Let's go back to the beginning and this illness that kind of started everything off for you.
Well, I'll start off with, I don't really remember everything.
Okay.
A lot of memory gap in there between the end of June and almost to September.
Okay. Okay.
Like it just didn't write to the hard drive.
Right.
I really thought I'd have more of a fear of quicksand, but amnesia. So I guess it started the end of, Blues Fest.
Okay.
So the last weekend of Blues Fest, I wasn't feeling 100%. It's just like I was getting a cold. And I thought, a couple of days of Blues Fest, I was feeling worn down. I'm not getting any younger, not eating the best in the heat.
Right.
But I guess by Sunday night, I said to my wife, I think I have a bit of a fever. My fever spiked Monday, Tuesday. By Wednesday, it had kind of gone away. We called telehealth. It was being treated with, Tylenol, acetaminophen.
Okay.
But by, I guess, later on Wednesday night, my fever decreased. But when you lose a fever, it can also mean your body's losing.
I see.
So we didn't know that. So by the end of Wednesday night, I had the cold sweats and I couldn't pee. So I was just thinking, and I had a doctor's appointment the next morning, but I ended up with a pain in my side and different things. So my wife had called the ambulance at about 5:30 in the morning. By 11:30 then that morning, so 6 hours later, I was intubated. I was at the mall floor. My kidneys had shut down. My pancreas had shut down, like my whole system had shut down. I had invasive group A strep, and I had basically the bacteria taken over my whole system. So within those, the first 2 days, my heart stopped 4 times, my kidneys, everything had shut down.
Is that going into a septic shock? Is that?
So I guess the invasive group A bacteria got into my blood, and then causing the infection, and it attacked my nerves, everything. And I'm not quite sure how the sepsis, just the infection, took over the blood and took over everything.
Right.
It got into my brain, every part of my body.
And then you were in a coma for 6 weeks. Was that an induced coma?
So I was in a medically induced coma that started that Wednesday.
Okay.
And I was in it for 6 weeks, but they tried to bring me out a couple of different times in there. But overall, it was about 6 weeks. By the time I came out, they transferred me over to the general. I needed a different trach.
Okay.
And the trach doctor, I guess, at the mall floor was on summer holidays.
Oh my
So they had to send me to the general, but
Okay.
I also needed a different kind of dialysis. So by the time I got to the mall for I was there, or the general, I was there for another 2 or 3 weeks in a coma. And by that point, I was on dialysis every other day for about 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's where it's like foggy, and I guess I came out towards the end of August.
Okay.
Right around the week when they threw the party for me at Overflow. They had that amazing fundraiser, I believe. You had Sarah Polson on here.
That's right.
Chatting about me.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit aware then.
And the fundraiser, by the way, the purpose of that, I mean, you're an independent business, right? You're a photographer, you're an independent, your family all of a sudden has
I'm a
no
dad,
income,
I have
right?
twins
You're a father
that
with 2 children. Yeah.
So this amazing, like, art community, the musicians all got together.
Yeah.
You know, my family at Overflow and, you know, the whole crew, Brad and Mitch, and they threw this, like, a party that started at like 4 in the afternoon and it went till like 1 o'clock at night or something.
Yeah.
It was very surreal because I was sort of watching some of this on my phone.
Right.
But it was like watching your own wake. It was amazing, but like I wanted to be there, and at the same time, you don't feel you need this.
Right.
You know, you have that fight for survival.
For sure. Now, were they able to come up with a cause of how this all began?
No, I had a cut on my lower leg.
Okay.
So, and I just thought the redness was from like a sunburn or, you know, and a bit of swelling. You know, shooting Blues Fest for 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
You know, I'm closer to 50 than 25.
Yeah.
So I just assumed it was just like, you know, hard on my body, and it turns out it was cellulitis, and where the cut is where they guess the bacteria got in.
I see.
And got into my blood. And
so then I imagine full-on rehab, right?
So I was in, after the ICU, I was transferred to nephrology.
Okay.
So my kidneys hadn't started working.
I see.
So I was there and I had to do dialysis every other day. And because there was a term for it, and I'm not sure the term, but it wasn't like a trauma to my kidneys. My kidneys did start back up again. So I was very fortunate there.
Right.
And they took me off dialysis and I got my food tubes out, and I was in nephrology for about a week. And I was doing well, and then they transferred me almost immediately, and I was fortunate that I got to stay at the General in the rehab facility at the Ottawa General. And so then I was transferred to the General rehab, and I was there for another 7 weeks.
Wow, unbelievable. Well, there's more to this story because I want to find out, you know, sort of where you're at now and how you're feeling. I understand you've gone back to doing some work, so you're going to stick around because I also want to showcase some of the incredible photos that Sean has taken over the years, some of the biggest stars in the world. So we'll be back with Sean Cisk right after this. Don't go anywhere.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
I don't care what the law is. I will never be a slave. That word, I hate it. It rests on my tongue like rot.
Peter, how does it feel to get paid for your work?
There are rumors freedom's coming for us all.
Freedom, you know that's all I want.
Chloe, careful. Real men would rather sell you across the river to America than let you go free.
Then I'll run.
I've run before. Maybe this time for good.
No! No! Just get her into a boat. No!
Chloe! Chloe, no!
Word of
Chloe Cooley's resistance led to Canada's first legislation limiting slavery. After 200 years, slavery was abolished in Canada in 1834.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. Back with Sean Cisk, owner and photographer, Sean Cisk Photography. And you were just telling me during the break, Sean, you also had a bout of flesh-eating disease at one point as well?
Yeah. Invasive group A strep is the same bacteria as flesh-eating disease.
Okay.
So depending on where in your body you get it, you can end up with different. So I had flesh-eating disease, mainly on my legs that I know of.
Okay.
So they like take a chunk out of my inner thigh.
Oh my goodness.
And I had a vac on it. Like I needed care on my leg. It started in July when they took it out, and I had nursing on it all the way till January 1st.
So any lasting effects from all of this?
I still have nerve damage in my hands and my legs. Hopefully, nerve damage takes quite a long time to heal. I do have some short-term memory issues. But all in all, I'm so fortunate to have both my legs, to get out and be a fully functioning adult again.
And I said this in the green room because your wife Erin came along with you. I said, you know, you didn't just go through this alone, right? You've got Erin and these two beautiful young kids at home, and, you know, they don't know what's happening to Dad. I mean, from that perspective, you know, I'm sure you've had this time to talk to them and find out, you know, what they were going through as well, Sean.
What's really amazing about it is, you know, weird way I had it a little easier because I got to sleep for 6 weeks and I was sedated and I can't even imagine what they all went through. Like, I can't even imagine. I mean,
there you are, by the way, with your two
joke,
beautiful daughters.
I mean, my wife finally had peace and quiet, but it's not the way to go about it. I can't even imagine. I think it's the only word. Like, I can't even fathom it. Like, I said to her, as I was leaving to the hospital in the ambulance, she said, "Do you need your cell phone charger?" And I said, "Oh, I'll be back sooner than I'll be back."
Yeah.
Like, I was gone for 15 weeks. So I should have brought my cell phone charger.
Back to work, as I said. I guess you're not back. Are you back full time yet?
Yes, you know, as a self-employed, you know, artist in Canada, you know, I'm back shooting. I mean, every day there's something that needs to be done.
Right.
So I'm back on the computer doing, you know, the stuff that we hated in school.
Yeah.
But I'm back shooting once, twice a week.
Nice.
My days aren't as long, which is sort of nice.
We're just showing some of your photos. I mean, you've had a chance to photograph some of the biggest stars in the world. How did that eventually come about, that all of a sudden you're shooting these huge stars and at concerts and, you know, hockey players, you know, and so on?
I started shooting, taking photos. As a kid, I would take pictures, you know, growing up in the 80s of my friends BMXing.
Oh, yeah.
But
Nice.
And then my friends had bands in high school, and it just sort of grew from there. And as my friends got older and their bands got better, and I met other people, and it just sort of blossomed, and here I am. It's what I knew, and it's what I did, and you know, I love doing bands, but let's be honest, artists in Canada are not the wealthiest bunch.
Yeah.
And so I ended up doing, you know, a lot of personal projects like Pets with Personalities.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to work with you.
And so I got to meet all kinds of different people, and I ended up, I love doing headshots and the commercial side of stuff.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, there's more money in commercial photography.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just sort of kind of went, and I ended up, you know, I volunteer with Blues Fest, and I shoot their festival and City Folk, and So
yeah, a lot of my media colleagues, right? You've shot them over the years. I just saw Catherine Dines, as a matter of fact. She just new headshot there, and giving you a shout out. Is there anyone that you've shot over the years, Sean, where you just thought, wow, I never thought I'd have the opportunity to shoot somebody like this or meet someone like this?
There's a few. I mean, growing up, I was a big fan of bands like Guns N' Roses and Pearl Jam. But what's funny, maybe growing up in Ottawa and being a Canadian kid, like I could not be cool around Daniel Alfredson. like it was just like, oh my God, it's Daniel Alfredson.
Yeah, I've been there. I know the feeling.
And he's just like, it's just Alfredson. I could not be cool. It was very, very neat to be with Alfie.
Well, and he's such a laid back guy too, right? But I guess you're naturally nervous, right, when you start, meeting people that are sort of your heroes. And you mentioned the pets and personalities. That was a lot of fun working with you and Corey. With that idea, it ran for a few years. Did it not?
We did 3 years, but then I ended up with twins.
Yeah.
So I have twin identical daughters. So that consumes a lot of my time.
I can imagine.
I would love to go back and do the calendar again because it was so much fun. We got to meet so many people.
Yeah.
And it just raised like $25,000 for local animal rescues and the Boys and Girls Club. And so one of these days I'll get some free time again. Or I'm like going to gymnastics or something.
Yeah, take your time for now. With moving forward, are you still going to rehab? Is that going to be something that's going to be prolonged for a bit?
You're at home care through Elizabeth Briere.
Okay.
For 4 months, but not to get political, but our country and our province doesn't spend a lot of money on health care.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it is very bare minimum.
Yeah.
I did physio, and even with my wife has a real job, so even with insurance at that end, in the cost of insurance, I am doing it. I am fortunate. I had a great physiotherapist, Michelle, who left me with a lot of good stuff.
Right.
So yes and no. A lot of self-discipline.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I'm looking to get back and do it, once a week or so with.
Yeah, and as you said, politics aside, I was sharing with you in the green room, my dad's gone through a lot himself, and yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, what you've been through. It's really, really difficult trying to navigate the system, let alone getting the right care, trying to figure out where to get it and how to get it, and as you said.
I fully believe I wouldn't be here without my dad and my wife, Erin, who advocated for me every day at that hospital.
Yeah, I feel the same way with my stepmother and what she's done for my father.
Somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
It's easy to get lost.
Sean, so great to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate it. Ciskphoto.com if you want to find out more information about Sean. We'll be back right after this. We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine's Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
Clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. My next guest has an incredible story to share as well. He is a freelance writer, a business person, and also the author of a brand new book. It is called A Case Against the Clock. I am joined by Ross Vittori. Ross, welcome. Great to have you here on the show.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
And interesting, you were just telling me how, you and Sean were having an amazing discussion in the green room and talked to about his particular journey. But your family has gone through an incredible journey, Ross, in that you've lost 8 family members to ALS, including your father?
Six
family members. And I wasn't aware that it could be hereditary, but you're saying it can, right?
Yeah, in 10% of the cases, it's hereditary and genetic, and the other 90%, it's completely random. So anyone can be diagnosed with ALS regardless of gender, regardless of race, regardless of socioeconomic status or geography, and it's a terrible, brutal disease.
Yeah.
My dad was one of the family members who passed away in 1992. And it was his attitude towards his disease that was so heartwarming, inspiring to me. And that's why he's the central character, the protagonist in this novel was based on my dad, and I wanted to show the abilities and not the disabilities associated with ALS in the story. The main character, is a criminal profiler.
Okay.
And he's been retired for a couple of years, and he's been diagnosed with ALS. And in the community around that same time, there's a number of vicious murders being taken place, and the police are trying to solve these murders, and they ask him to get involved, and he deliberates for a while and does take on the case. So as the story is unfolding, as he's using his profiling skills to help the police find this perpetrator, his body is breaking down, and the ravages of the disease are taking effect. So it's literally a race against time to try and catch this perpetrator as his body is dying. So
it's a great premise, right? Because of that race against time. And I just want to go back to you mentioning abilities, because I think that's the interesting thing about ALS, and also the heart-wrenching part is that cognitively, you're 100%, right?
Yeah, your mind and your senses are unaffected.
Right.
And so, you can still have feelings, you can still, read, and have cognitive functions. But yeah, that's the sad tragedy about it. Your body is breaking down, and the brain with ALS stops sending messages to the muscles is what happens.
Right.
So you start to lose your ability to move your fingers and hands and swallow and chew, and then eventually you suffocate,
Your father, is his personality and characteristics a part of this main character?
Yeah.
And if so, okay, so tell me about your father. Like, what kind of person was he?
Well, he was a modest man. He was...
Is this a picture of your father, by the way,
yes,
here?
That's him.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a quiet man, smart, a successful businessman, family man, and just worked hard all his life, and was kind. He was generous, and so that's the basis of this character. It was very much based on my dad's character.
Nice.
And as you can imagine, parts of the book, writing it, were quite emotional, but I think that gives it extra punch. Those scenes, with him. So my dad, I devoted the book to him. I dedicated the book to him, and he was a big mystery writer or reader, rather. He always had an Agatha Christie book, or Stanley Gardner book on the go. So it's kind of cool that I was able to use that genre of fiction to honor him in a way.
And you're donating a portion of the proceeds as well, right, to ALS Canada, is my understanding.
Yes, $1 for every book sold will go to ALS Canada. ALS Canada is they're constantly trying to research a cure. The goal is to find a cure and have a world without ALS. That's their goal. But they also provide services too for families and with people suffering from ALS, and advocacy. They do great work in advocacy. My two cousins who passed away with ALS, my cousin Steve, during the latter stages, he couldn't lie down flat, so ALS Canada provided him with a recliner chair, which was great. It gave him comfort.
Right.
And then my cousin Debbie lost her ability to speak, so ALS Canada provided some computer device for her that she was able to speak and communicate.
Sort of text-to-speak kind of idea,
yes,
I guess.
Yeah, it was great.
The walk is coming up June 1st as well. I imagine that's an important day in your family.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So ALS month is June, and throughout the month of June in 22 communities across Ontario, the Walk to End ALS will take place. And it's to raise money for ALS research and for services for ALS people suffering from ALS. And in Ottawa, it'll take place on June 1st at the Tony Graham Recreational Complex and the Walter Baker Park.
Excellent. The most important thing I want to tell everybody at home is where can they pick up a copy of this fantastic book?
Well, thanks. It's available on Amazon as an ebook and as a print on demand.
Wonderful.
Yeah, as a paperback. So.
I really appreciate, the fact that, you've put so much of, your personal story and your father's story into this book, and not only that, but you made it, this crime thriller, which I can't imagine anybody doesn't love an absolute crime thriller, and what a great memory to your father as well, Ross.
Well, thank you. Yeah, the reviews so far from people who've read it have been absolutely overwhelming.
Wonderful. Well, I cannot wait to read it. I'm a book reader myself, so I'll be sure to read it. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
appreciate the time today.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, because coming up after the break, I'll tell you about Ottawa 67's hockey. Round 2 begins tonight. I'll give you all the details right after this.
I'm Sam LaPrade. I hope you join us for an hour to give right here on Rogers TV. We're going to talk about everything that is going to inspire you about this beautiful city.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Hey, welcome back to the show. A big thanks to all of our guests. What a great show. What an inspiring show from Sean Cisk, sharing his incredible story that he and his family have gone through, to Ross Vittori. By the way, rossvittori.com to find out more information where you can pick up the book. And don't forget, proceeds of that book going to ALS Canada. Want to mention, I said, Ottawa 67's hockey kicking off tonight, round 2 against Oshawa. A real shocker in that first round. Just so proud of our Ottawa 67s. You can catch all the action right here on Rogers TV tonight at 7:30 p.m. and then Sunday at 6 p.m. is game 2. Those are both in Oshawa, by the way, and you can catch, as I said, all the action here on Rogers TV. They return for games 3 and 4 Tuesday and Thursday at TD Place. So, of course, if you can't make it down there, you can watch at home right here on Rogers TV. A reminder as well, Taste for Hope, there's still tickets available. That's happening at the Shaw Centre on May the 15th. As of this morning, as I also said, 60% sold out. So make sure you get your tickets. They have a VIP section that begins at 5 p.m. and then the main event at 6 p.m. Have a great weekend and enjoy those Ottawa 67s games, and we'll see you next time here on Daytime.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Ottawa, it's the national capital of Canada. But how much do you know about the city's history? This is Phil Jenkins. Join me as I take you on a journey through Bytown's beginnings, Ottawa's crowning as capital, amalgamation, and its becoming a city of 1 million citizens. Watch The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, exclusively on Rogers TV.
We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is.